Hello, Lizzie. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. How about you?
I am doing wonderfully. So, a big fan of Downton Abbey, are you?
I truly am. I definitely watch it every week when it's on.
So, from your unique perspective, how good are they at getting the etiquette correct?
Oh, I think they're excellent at it, actually. I'm not an expert in British etiquette, but I will say that from everything I've read and seen, it's pretty amazing how great they are at getting the etiquette correct. And I think it's also amazing to see the comparison between kind of what we think about at the Emily Post Institute on etiquette today versus what was polite back then.
A little bit about etiquette, too. What was the importance of all of this properness?
Well, a lot of what etiquette does is it allows for us to have confidence in what we're doing. Manners really help us to have guidelines for how to behave, what to expect from others, and what we know we should do in a situation. Etiquette really, we kind of separate the two out. Etiquette we think about as these principles that are timeless, and that's where the consideration and respect and honesty come in, and those, no matter what culture, no matter what era, are always going to be really important in interacting with other people. But when it comes to the actual manners, those are things that are time sensitive and they are culturally specific. And I think that Downton Abbey does a fantastic job.
So let me take you back into the show for a minute and ask, with Carson and Hughes, what would have been the best way to handle everybody trying to get involved?
Oh, my goodness. Well, they certainly are just like every bride and groom out there, whether it was, early in the 1900s or if it's today. I feel like every bride and groom deals with either mother-in-laws or friends or grandmothers or someone telling them how the wedding should be. And you feel really tied to those people, so it can be really hard to say no. We give the advice that you want to love every idea for 5 minutes. I'm not sure that Lady Mary was going to let that happen, but I do think that the way they could have handled it was to say, we're still considering all of our options. Thank you so much. Or, that sounds so beautiful and so lovely, but I really want to check with Mrs. Hughes. I want to make sure that this is her day the way that she would love for it to be, or we're leaning in this other direction. And that would have given them a little bit of space. But I do think it's very awkward when you're telling that to your employer, who happens to be very strong-willed.
But I almost get the feeling Carson would have really liked to have had it at the house. That would have meant something to him. How do you decide within the couple?
I think that's really hard, and I got that sense when watching the episode, too, that it was really, that Carson actually would have loved to have done this. And I think at the end of the day, just like as they're going to have to in their marriage, you have to compromise and you have to see kind of where people's comfort levels are. And if Carson would have also been comfortable in the schoolhouse and all of that, then I think they made the right decision in the end by going for the schoolhouse. If Carson would not have been comfortable, then I think it's something they could consider a little bit more and debate out. But at some point, when you're on opposing sides, someone's going to have to give. And I think that that's always going to be really difficult. So I'm very glad it worked out for them the way that it did. And my goodness, that was the most charming reception I've ever seen.
Well, Lizzie, thank you for giving your time to us right now and for all the etiquette and advice you've given us over the years. And we look forward to more of it. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.